Hello and welcome. Let us now talk to Srikar Reddy, CEO of Sonata Software, to understand the idea and rationale behind Platformation. Hello and welcome, Srikar.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Great. So, opening question. We've heard a lot about Platformation. We've heard Sonata Software being very focused about it in the last year or so. You've been talking to customers. So what really was the idea and rationale behind taking such an idea to customers? And why would customers typically want to buy into it?
I think this started about 3 or 4 years ago when the whole digital businesses and transformation of enterprises through digital technologies and this whole world called digital transformation came into prominence. We did some research, we had attended some events, especially an event of the World Economic Forum, and two concepts. One is called the Fourth Industrial Revolution and how the digital, physical, material worlds are going to combine together to create this new world. And out of the digital world was one of the concepts they came up was called platform-based business models. And that time it possibly then rung a bell with us. Maybe here is something we should look at more deeply and see how this can now be translated into a technology concept which can help companies achieve being digital businesses. There are 4 things which really define these businesses from a technology perspective, that they were based on the technology was based on data, the technology was helping them scale infinitely, and the technology enabled them to create open and networked systems, which is part of an ecospace, and they would use the data which they created to operate intelligent businesses. And that's when we said that maybe this makes sense to us and possibly this is the answer for us. And we said, okay, so if this is then a way to get businesses to be truly digital, then let's define our digital transformation as digital transformation by creating platforms. And so we coined the term called Platformation. We have actually now trademarked it. So the principle then became simple, saying if you want to be a truly digital business, then Platformation is the way to go. It's based upon the feedback we are getting, including from the partners we work with when we explain to them that this is what we have. So they said that why don't we then go to the market together? You take your Platformation concept, we take our platform, and then we can go and offer it to the client kind of stuff. So intuitively we believe that it makes sense in terms of what it is, how it is, why it is. A lot more depth to it in terms of, as I said, the methodologies, the tools, the processes, and there's a lot more work which we need to do to really get it there, and hopefully we'll then patent the methodology ourselves kind of stuff. So that's possibly the answer to your second question of saying why do we think it will work in the market.
Great. So, Sonata has typically over the years been more of, addressing an overseas market and less of the domestic. So, does Platformation essentially intend to close this gap? Will there be a greater focus on the Indian market?
Good question, but actually we have had a lot of focus on the Indian market. Our pedigree is that we grew up as a company by making products for the Indian market. So we have a lot of focus on the Indian market, but we believe that Platformation as a concept is universally applicable. It is not about cost, it is not about technology per se, it's not about advanced technology. So it's a concept to say that how do I create a technology framework which can last the test of time, and the speed at which I do it is up to me and my ability to afford it and my business context, etc., etc. It's not about business per se kind of stuff.
So you have vertical specific focus areas, so about 3 of them. Yeah. So which are these, and what is the way forward for Platformation? Where do you really see this, kind of panning out in the next 3 years?
Good question. So we are in four verticals really, right? So we are in travel, retail, distribution, CPG, and what we call ISVs, where we work with build platform for product companies. while we have created this consulting methodology and execution methodology, what we have said, there are three ways to execute it. One is what we're calling it ready. That means you take something which is ready-made, which really depends upon the fact that you feel you're really behind the curve and you want to get somewhere very quickly. In that, we have three ready-made end-to-end platforms which are reasonably platformation compliant in terms of architecture and conceptualization. So one is Brick and Click, which is an end-to-end platform for retail companies. The second is Resopia, which is an end-to-end platform for leisure travel businesses. And the third is Modern Distribution, which is for really distribution-oriented companies or CPG companies who are doing B2B kind of a distribution. So these are the three platforms we have, which are on the ready concept. The second way to do platformation, we have said, is that you use platforms of leading technology companies like Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, SAP, etc., where in some fashion they have more or less the platform concept ready, and then use that to build your platform on top kind of stuff. So for them, we are saying, and we call it Sonata Accelerate. And the third alternative we are saying is for those people who are saying, no, I want to build something for myself out of the box and starting from scratch. So we call it Sonata Custom. So our whole go-to-market or positioning as a company is going to be that we are going to be your platformation partner, whether it's to an existing client, a new client, or our partners kind of stuff. So if we can execute on this over the next 3 years and become the platformation partner for whatever number of clients we think we can become, I think we would, as a company, achieve a very distinctive status in terms of our growth and strategy and our position in the market, because we believe we would have taken a very unique route to achieving this kind of, let's say, growth.
Great. So great insight, Srikar, and thank you very much for taking time out and being with us and walking us through Platformation.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here and a pleasure to talk to you.